Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about how to avoid toxic people. I get this question all the time in different forms. How do I avoid toxic people? How do I never, attract them into my life? How do I never recreate the same toxic relationship that I had before? How do I avoid them? And there's so many ways that it's asked, but it's all the same thing, right? Everybody who's asking this, including you, are wanting to know how to really just get these people completely out of your life and never go through the pain, the heartbreak, the heartache that you've been through before. So hello, my name is Denise Kavalauskas. I am so excited that you're here and so excited to learn about how to avoid toxic people in your life. If this video or any of my videos give you value, please remember to give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel grow, which reaches more people just like you and I who've been through toxic relationships. If you don't know my story, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a bullet point, because if you follow me, you've heard it 1,000 times. I was in a toxic relationship for 22 years with the father of my 2 children. I was madly in love with him and didn't even know that it was an abusive relationship until I was out of it for about 2 years. And that was after 22 years of being in that relationship. I finally had the courage to leave. I moved 3 states away with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress came here to North Carolina. And then, like I said, it was through 2 years later. So it was through dating. And while I was dating, I kept attracting, or noticed that I was attracting, the same type of guy as my ex. And I didn't know what I wanted in relationships, but I knew what I didn't want, and I didn't want a repeat of the past. So fast forward to now, I just married the man of my dreams a couple months ago, actually June, and it's November. I live an amazing life. I don't have any toxic people in my life anymore, whereas before I was completely surrounded by toxic people. So I come to you and give this advice to you with experience of being where you're at right now, and wanting to know, how do I get rid of these people? Like, oh my gosh, they're so soul-sucking. So let's start with, what are the signs of a toxic person? Like I said, I was in that relationship for 22 years and didn't even know that it was abusive. So toxic people, well, the first thing that's coming up for me is like the yelling and screaming. They feel like they have to get their point across in any which way they can, manipulatively. So if they're not getting their point across, where they're being calm and subdued, very manipulating you in the covert way, then they will switch to screaming and yelling and just like type of energy, where meaning they don't know how to have a healthy dialogue with you. They don't know how to have a healthy conversation with you. They don't know how to sit down and say, hey, let's talk things out. I don't like that you did X, Y, and Z. So let's work this out so that we can come to, a mutual agreement, a decision, or whatever. Toxic people are in your workforce. They could be your boss, they could be your coworker, they're in your family, they're at Starbucks, they're in your relationships, they're everywhere. So to say, to ask, how do I avoid toxic people? The answer is, you're never going to be able to avoid them. They're everywhere. However, there is a way for you to eliminate their energy inside of your world. Okay, so let me go back to where I was before, surrounded by toxic people. So in my family, like I said, I was married for 22 years. They were just everywhere. I couldn't get away from it. I was just sucked into all of that drama and trauma and just a lot of toxicity. When I decided enough is enough, not having this anymore, moved 3 states away. You don't have to move to do this. Just follow me here for a second. And came here to North Carolina, where only my daughter is with me. None of my other family is with me. And really separated from all of that chaos. Then I realized, like, oh, wow, life is great. I really like all this peace and calm inside of my world. Well, that led to, you know, like I said, noticing things. Because when I was in that toxic relationship, the reason why I didn't notice it was abusive, because I was in under such control and being manipulated every minute of every day. When I got out of it is when I started to see things like, wow, okay. And that's when I noticed, like, I was attracting the same type of guy over and over again. So my point of sharing all of this with you is that you can't avoid these people. However, you can take a step back and remove yourself from their energy. See, toxic people, they target certain types of people. And I suspect that's you, and that's why you're here. Mainly, they like empathic people. Why? Because empathic people they only want to see the good in other people. They strive to make you a better person. And it's the perfect relationship made in hell, because the narcissist, the toxic person, is very take. And then the empath is very giving. So that's why they go together the way that they do. So here's my tips to you. To remove yourself from those people, from those energies, to remove yourself. Now, if this is a family member, you're like, Denise, but that's my mom, or that's my whoever, and I can't, or I'm in this marriage right now. Whatever baby steps that you can take right now to get away from these toxic individuals, even if that means don't pick up the phone, or if you talk to this person, say, every day, start talking to them every other day. Or if you see this person every day, start to see this person every other day. Maybe you work with this person and you have no choice. You have to see them every day. It's your boss. Okay, I get that. The first thing I would do is start to, whatever you can do to avoid being around this person. And then, like, the ultimate answer to this truly is to heal yourself from these energies that have been penetrating into your energy field, your life, your body, your mind, your mental state, your emotional state, your entire life. Ultimately, that is the answer. Because until I healed myself from my past toxic relationships, my ex and then also family members, that's when it's like magic. I don't have toxic people around me. I don't. Not like, again, I'm not saying they're not around. They're around, but I don't take their toxicity. They don't give me that BS. Here's another thing. Certain people know how to, or know what to do or say to certain people. Meaning, when I was in my relationship with my very toxic ex, he knew what to do or what to say to me because I would accept it. And when I no longer accepted it, his behavior stopped. Toxic people know what they can get away with certain people. Don't be that certain person. Put boundaries in place. And when you have these strong boundaries in place, people won't even try to ask you for things or to say things to you that are derogatory or negative. They won't do things. They won't present their dramatic story to you because they know I'm not having it. Don't. Mm-mm. Go share that with somebody else. It's not happening here. It's like a unspoken boundary, right? Because when you have these strong boundaries in place for you, people feel that energy from you. They feel that energy. So that ultimately, and how you get rid of these toxic people or how you avoid toxic people, that ultimately is how you do it. By you healing yourself, and by healing yourself, because unhealed people are people pleasers. A lot of them are people pleasers. And the toxic person loves a people pleaser because, again, they're the taker and the people pleaser is the giver. So that's why they go together. So if you stop giving so much of yourself, of your time, of your energy, of whatever else you're giving away, then the takers are going to slowly move away from you. So ultimately, that is the answer for you, is to heal. Therapy is great. Counseling is great. Reading books is great. Heal. Healing is the answer. I have many people who have come to me with therapy, and I'm not bashing anything. It's all great. I promise you, it really is. It does help. It really does help. And it is great stepping stones. The ultimate answer is to heal from the toxic relationships that you've had in the past, the experiences that you've been through, the mind effing that is in your subconscious mind right now. Because there's a reason why you keep attracting toxic relationships, toxic people in your life. Because subconsciously, there's a story there that's playing and you're believing it. And that's why you're bringing it into your life. So when you heal, when you peel, shit, and heal all those layers and get to the core and get to the bottom of why, right? Why this story is showing up, heal that story. You no longer, my life has zero toxic people around me, zero drama, zero stories, zero chaos, none, zero, zip, none, gone. And I give that credit to me healing my past, me healing my toxic relationships that I had, understanding why I attracted that into my life, why I married that man, why I put up with what I put up with for 22 years, why my family is like this, why when I was dating, I was attracting just a different version of my ex. And the big climax of the story is when I was dating somebody. It's in my book, by the way, Empower the Woman Within. I think it's chapter 4 or 5. I was dating this man, and I went to Colorado on vacation, and I noticed, right? This was me like out of the toxicity from Florida and noticing things, and I noticed that he was very needy, like clingy, and I was like, whoa, like, dude, I can't even handle this right now. Like, you're being too needy, and I don't like it. It's ugh. So I broke it off with him while I was in Colorado. Well, hello, Denise. If you thought the neediness was bad then, the neediness increased when I broke it off with him. That meant voicemails, text messages, visiting my family, friends' family here, dropping off stuff, and just like being this wacko. Here's the climax. He sent an email to me that supposedly was from his sister. Okay. I didn't believe it from the beginning. Like, gut in my instinct knew that this was him, not his sister. By the way, I'd never met his sister, didn't even know he had a sister. Okay. So, and there was this big BS story of how she got my email. Total BS. And I knew that from the beginning. But my best friend, who at the time carries a lot of guilt, she was like, oh my God, It's something that I said, blah, 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 blah. So to entertain her, I entertained this email that said, now here's the climax, that said that he had overdosed on pills and he was in the hospital for attempted suicide. Now, if you've read my book, Empower the Woman Within, in chapter 3, I tell you about the same exact scenario that happened in Florida with my then husband, the father of my children. So when this happened, when this appeared, whether it was true or not, it appeared in my life some odd years later, I thought to myself, okay, universe, you're telling me something. You want me to get something here. I'm seeing a pattern here. And that's when I took a step back and focused only on me and healed my stuff. Why I was attracting almost the same exact scenario as, let me see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 years prior, in a completely different state with a completely different person. That's not a coincidence. And I had to come to that realization that this is happening for me. I need to learn something from this. And that's what the repeated cycles in your life are showing you. So when these toxic people keep showing up in your life, this is also a message for you that this is exactly what needs to be healed inside of you. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So if you're at the point where you are like, Denise, I am so over this repeated cycles of toxic people, toxic relationships. I don't know how to avoid them. I need to know the how. I'm going to connect my link in the description below to connect with me. It's an application. All you do is fill it out, and then I will be in touch with you, or one of my team members will be in touch with you to get on a call so that we can see how I can help you, if I can help you, and vice versa, right? Okay, so I will do that for you. Until the meantime, if any of this video gave you one sliver of value, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, it helps the channel grow and reach more people just like you and I who've been through these relationships and need to know how to heal, what to do next. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you get more of this information for yourself. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment below and let me know what you're thinking. Does this make sense to you? Does this resonate with you? Is this like total BS to you? Tell me what in the comments below if any of this is landing with you. And until the next time, my loves, I'll see you.